Hi, this is Homay from Spitfire Audio, and I have a really beautiful library here. It's called Heirloom, and it's the conception of multimedia artist and composer Keaton Henson. This one is all about capturing the humanity within performances, the little noises that you get from the players and the room. And I think this one serves really well as a intimate toolkit with an ensemble of piano, strings, guitar, contrabass clarinet, and a tubax. This is what a tubax can sound like. But I'll get back to that in a bit. Let's start with the strings. These ones have been recorded at the Church Studios in London, and you have 8 players here. A really intimate sound, and you can almost hear the individual players. I think this also serves as a really great alternative to other smaller string ensembles. It feels really responsive. Let's try out the lows. We, of course, have some float tenders here. You can really hear the movement of the individual players. You have some short notes here, they're called brushed. Just really enjoying that soft tone in there. Rounded, so just a little bit longer. And then my favorites by far are the string chimes. There's a real performance in here. You really want to take your time with this and savor the whole length of the note. Before I move on to the next section, I just want to quickly look at the microphones. I've been using Mix 1 so far, but you also have a whole array of different options: tape, close, mid, far, ribbon, and the list kind of continues. What I really like about soft sounding patches is to use the close microphone and sort of also take off the reverb. Let's have a look at the tape. And let's also try the far microphone. So really helping you putting these instruments in a different spot within your mix. By the way, this has all been captured by the incredible engineer that is Fiona Cruikshank, with all the artifacts that you can hear in here that really brings that human touch to this library. In the next section, we have the piano. This one was really important for Keaton to find the right one. He's been looking at many different pianos, but it was important to him to just really find one that is comfortable and has a really clean sound. So nothing that is too bright or too soft that would remind of a felt piano. Straight up, clean sound in a way, if you can describe it like that. But I'll just play it. I think that's easier. Let's try it with some reverb. So it is soft, it has a really intimate tone, and it's really easy to play. It's really lovely for emotive music. I can also imagine it for pop. In fact, Adele uses very piano on some of her songs. The next section that I want to look at are the woodwinds. Now, I think these really make these little toolkit that we have here into the one that it is. We have a contrabass clarinet long, and what this gives you is something very gentle and goes right to the other spectrum of it and goes very raspy. Let's have a listen. And then all the way up. Really loving it in its breathier range. I want to show these with a little bit of reverb only, and then also using the closed microphone on this one. Something so honest about this really up-close sound and the breathiness of this. Let's have a look at the stabs. And then at the louder volume. It's a really great dynamic range within these. Air. And then the other woodwind instrument that we have is the tubax. Definitely not the most common instrument you find in an ensemble. So for me, it kind of prompts me to write in a way I don't usually do, which is always a good thing. Let's check out the shorts. We have the tubax stabs. This also has a pretty wide dynamic range, so you can go from fairly soft to very raspy and growly here too. Loving the aggressive tone here. Reminds me a little bit of the Mark Isham score, Judas and the Black Messiah. There's some brass that's really raspy, and I think it gives it just a lot of drive. So if you have some sort of brass section that needs a little bit of an extra push, this one will definitely give a little kick to it. Let's check out air. All of these sections have been mixed, so they all work together as one ensemble. Even the guitars, which is the last section within here, they have been reamped within the church studios, so it all blends really nicely together. Also with the guitars in there, I find it gives a really nice balance overall. It's great to have an element in there that differs from the rest of the instruments that we've looked at so far. With the swells, you get pad-like sounds. And I love that you can still control this with the dynamics fader and the expression fader. Let's have a look at shimmers. And at the same time, it can give you also a little bit more definition with some plucked sound. So here we have some harmonics. Some plucked bends. Really delicate and lends itself to write really emotively with it. And lastly, we have here the plucks. Let's turn the reverb up a little bit more. Something else you can find within the GUI are the different reverbs up here. So you have a drop-down menu of these different ones that you can select from. And then in the DAW, you can select between the different effects. So currently the reverb is selected, but then you also have the release and the tightness that it can play with. What I love about this library is that it feels very approachable. I just know what I have in here. There are so many emotive string, piano, guitar, songs and pieces out there, and I think partially because there are just never enough of them. And with this library, it just feels like one that if you're in a mood, you just want to sit down and write something, you can just load a couple of patches and pour your heart out. I hope this gave you a good overview, but be sure to check out the demos to hear what it sounds like in context. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.